Okay, very good. Hey, this is really fun. I'm going to do actually 3 stories. One story is you're going to be involved with me, okay? And I'll tell you how to be involved. The second story is I'm just going to tell it, but I want you still to listen and be involved. And the last story, I'm going to read a story. Actually, I'll do 3. But the last story is a story called Robert the Rose Horse, which maybe you've heard before. But I've shared it with Ryan and Abby and Ryan's aunt and your dad, Ryan. I used to tell that Robert the Rose Horse to them when they were little kids, about your age. And so I'll wrap it up with Robert the Rose Horse. But the first story is a story you're going to be involved with. And the story is called Stagecoach. Does anybody know what a stagecoach is? What is a stagecoach?
Where people ride?
Yeah, very good. Back in the old days, in cowboy days, stagecoach was like a big wagon that horses would pull and they'd take people places, kind of like buses and trains today. Now this stagecoach, whenever I say the word stagecoach, whenever you hear stagecoach, you're going to go rumble, rumble, rumble. Ready? Stagecoach.
Rumble, rumble.
All right, let me do it again. Stagecoach.
Rumble, rumble.
Sometimes it was a loud stagecoach. Sometimes it was a soft stagecoach. So whenever you hear a stagecoach, you're going to go, maybe a stagecoach. Now, in this story, I'm going to give you some parts. There are some, hang on a minute, there's some little old ladies on this stagecoach. And you guys back here, all right, whenever you see what I'm pointing, see how I'm pointing to you? Whenever I say little old ladies, you go, eek, eek, okay? All right, just you guys. Ready? Hang on a minute, little old ladies, go. Eek, eek. All right, you guys. Who else wants to be a little old lady? Okay, go back over there. Sit there in the corner. Okay, don't worry, I got other parts. Hang on a minute. Okay, stop for a minute. No, you stay over here because I got other parts. You'll like other parts. All right, real quick. You guys here. I'm going to say little old ladies. You're going to go eek, eek. Ready here. Little old ladies.
Eek, eek.
Now, just those guys. Little old ladies.
Eek, eek.
Stagecoach. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Little old ladies. Now, on this stagecoach, there's some gold. Now, you guys watch me here. When gold gets chopped up real fine, it just goes glitter, 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 glitter. So when I say gold, you guys go glitter, 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 glitter. Ready? Gold. Glitter, glitter. Just these guys. Just these guys. Here we go. Gold. Glitter, glitter. Little old ladies.
You guys are glitter.
Eek, eek. Stagecoach. Rumble. Everybody's rumble. Stagecoach. Now, in this story, there are some bad guys. Hang on a minute. There are some bad guys, okay? Now, a long time ago, bad guys used to wear big mustaches, and they would go, yeah, So when I say bad guys, are you watching? When I say bad guys, you guys here go, yeah, bad guys. Yeah, a little louder here. Just these guys. Bad guys. Yeah, little old ladies. Gold. Glitter, glitter, glitter. Now, in this story, if there's bad guys, there got to be what?
Good guys.
Good guys. Okay, here are the good guys over here. Wait a minute. You got to listen to your part. Here are the good guys. Whenever I say good guys, you go dun 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 dun. Because they always carry this theme music. Good guys. Now also in this story there's just a rock, and whenever I say rock you just go rock. Right, everybody, rock, go. Rock. Alright, now, practice real quick. Stagecoach. Stagecoach. Little old ladies. Gold. Glitter, 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 glitter. Bad guys. Good guys. Dun, 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 dun. Sometimes on key, good guys. Okay, here's the story. Listen for your parts. Hang on a minute. Listen for your parts. Are you ready? Gotta be listening. Once upon a time, in the old West, there was a stagecoach. Sometimes it was a loud stagecoach. Sometimes a soft stagecoach. But normally just a stagecoach. Rumble, rumble. And on the stagecoach were some little old ladies. Very good. And some gold. And they were traveling on the stagecoach. Now from behind a big rock there were some bad guys. Real bad guys. And they saw the stagecoach carrying the little old ladies and the gold. And they started to chase the stagecoach. And now from behind another rock were the good guys. Not bad. And they saw the bad guys. And they saw the bad guys. With the carrying on the stagecoach, carrying the little ladies and the gold. And they started to go after the bad guys. And the bad guys saw the good guys. And the good guys saw the bad guys. And the stagecoach carrying the little old ladies and the gold and the bad guys and the good guys all ran into a Now, I want to, no, not today. There's another story I want to share with you, and this is kind of a listening story, but it's one of my favorite stories. It's called The Giving Tree. Why don't you scoot over just a little bit, because I'm going to step on you. But let me share with you about the story about the Giving Tree. And it's kind of one of my favorite stories. Now, on this, once upon a time, there was a tree and a little boy. And the tree loved the little boy, and the little boy loved the tree. And the little boy would come to the tree every once in a while, and the tree would say, "Hello, little boy. Let's play together. Climb up my trunk." And you'd climb up the trunk. "Swing on my branches," and he'd swing on the branches. And he always had plenty of apples to eat my apples. And the little boy and the tree loved each other. And every day the little boy would come by and climb up the trunk and swing on the branches and eat the apple. And sometimes when the little boy got a little tired, he would rest and the tree would just kind of give shade for the little boy. And the tree loved the little boy. And the little boy loved the tree. And one day, the tree was waiting for the little boy and he didn't come back. A day went by, a week went by, a year went by, and he missed the little boy. And finally the little boy came back. And the little boy, he's kind of a younger man now, but he still recognized him. And the tree said, "Come, little boy, come climb up my trunk, swing on my branches, eat my apples, let's play." And the young boy said, "You know, I just really haven't got time for that tree. I need to get a car, man. Everybody's got a car, but I don't have any money." And the tree thought for him, he says, "Oh, I have an idea. Climb up my trunk, go out on my branches and pick all my apples. And with the apples, you can buy a car." You see, he was going to get a very small car, and it was a very big tree. So he took all the apples, and he left to get his car. And the tree had no more apples, but he's still waiting for the little boy. And a week goes by, a month goes by, a year goes by, another year goes by, and finally the little boy comes back. But he's not a little boy anymore. You know, he's kind of a younger man, and maybe in his 30s. And the tree says, "Little boy, come climb up my trunk and swing on my branches." And the younger man says, "I just haven't got time for that tree. I need to build a house." And the tree thought, "I have an idea. Climb up my trunk and cut off my branches. And with the branches, you can build a house."
No.
And so he did. He climbed up the trunk, cut the branches off.
His arms are cut off.
And he took the wood to build a house. And a week went by, a month went by, a year went by, another year went by, and another year. And finally the little boy comes back, but he's not even a little boy anymore, and not a young man. Now he's an older man. And the tree says, "Come, little boy, come climb up my trunk." And the older man said, "I'm just so tired. I just need a boat. I need to sail away. I'm so tired. Can you help me with a boat, tree? And the tree thought for a minute and said, cut my trunk down.
No. No.
And that you can have a boat. And so the little boy, who is a younger man, really an older man, he cuts the trunk of the tree down.
Why did he do that?
And he takes the wood to build a boat. And the trunk sat there, thinking there is no purpose for me anymore. And he's waiting for the little boy. And he didn't come back. A year, another year, another year. And finally, after many, 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 many years, the little boy comes back, but he's not a little boy anymore. He's not a young man, an old man. Now he's a very ancient man. He is so tired. He is so tired. And the tree looks up at the older man. He says, little boy, I just don't have anything for you. I have no more apples. And the old man says, my teeth, my mouth was so sore I couldn't eat your apples even if I wanted to. And he says, but I don't have any more branches for you to swing on. He says, my arms, I couldn't hold on to your branches anyway. I'm not even a stump, that trunk anymore to climb. He says, my legs are too tired. And the old man said to the stump, he said, I'm just so tired. I just need a place to sit. I need a place to rest. And the stump said, he's kind of straightened himself up as much as he can because he realized he still had something to give. And he said to the little boy, come sit on me and rest. And the little boy sat on the tree, the stump. And the little boy was happy, and the tree was happy.
Yeah. But what
Because he gave. He could still give. And that is called the story. That is called the story of the giving tree. And you know, you guys, I got to tell you something. When we give to people, and you can give to people here. You can give to your teachers. You can give to one another. When you give to people, you feel good, don't you? When you don't you?
Yeah.
Now, last story, and this is the story, and I'll show you the pictures too. You can just sit. I'll share. This is the story that I used to read, Ryan, to your daddy when he was your age and maybe younger. And whenever I went to visit them, they always brought out Robert the Rose Horse. And in fact, I read it to you guys, I think a few well. But this is called Robert the Rose Horse, and I have a blast. So listen up, here it comes. And it says, Robert was a happy little horse. He lived on a farm. He lived with his mother and father. He lived with his father and mother. And it says, one day Robert had a party. It was his birthday, and all his farm friends came to the party. Oh, look at that. See, they're all bringing presents to Robert, right? And it says, oh, okay, I'll hold it up here. And they had a big cake. Happy birthday, Robert, said all his friends. Happy birthday to you. You know, Robert's having a great time at the party, isn't he? And it says this, the cake was pretty. It had a big rose all around it. Robert liked roses. And he put his nose right into one. He took a sniff. Then Robert got a funny feeling. His eyes began to itch. His nose began to itch. And then, ka-choo! Robert sneezed. What a sneeze! Up went his farm friends. Up went the cake. Up went the roses. And Robert fell down flat. His mother called the doctor, and the doctor looked at Robert and said, say, ah, said the doctor. Said Robert. Ah, said the doctor. I know what made him sneeze. What made him sneeze? Well, I know I'm right, said the doctor. You will see. Here, Robert, take a little sniff. Robert put his nose into the roses. He took a little sniff. And again, his nose began to itch. His eyes began to itch. Ka-choo! Went Robert. Bang went the windows, bang went the door, up went the roses, and the doctor fell down flat. I was right, said the doctor. Roses are very bad for you. There are too many roses on this farm. You must get away from them. You must go to the city. So Robert had to say goodbye, and he said goodbye to his mother and father. I'll be all right in the city. I will find work. I will find a job. Robert did find a job. He went to work for a milkman. He took the milkman on his wagon all around. See, he's taking the wagon out. It was a good job, and Robert was very happy. Robert liked this kind of job. One day, a man walked right next to Robert. The man put a flower in his coat. The flower in his coat was a rose. A rose, and right under his nose, Robert got that funny feeling again. His nose began to itch, his eyes began to itch, and went Robert. Crash went the wagon, splash went the milk, up went the milkman, and the man with the rose fell down flat. Go away, the milkman told Robert. You cannot work for me anymore.
You're fired.
So Robert began to look for work again. It was hard work to find a job. He looked for many days. There's a little sign saying, horse wanted. One day, Robert saw some horses. They had people on them. He said, I could do that kind of work. I'll ask for a job. Robert went to the door. A man came out and says, you look like a good horse, the man told Robert. You can work for me. But if you work, you have to work hard. You'll have to do everything you are told. So Robert went to work. He did as he was told. He was told to go slow. He went slow. He was told to go fast. He went fast. Robert did everything he was told. Hey, I like this work, said Robert. And I'm going to keep this job. One day, he took a woman for a ride. Everything was going well, but all at once, look, said the woman said, look at those pretty roses. I want those roses. Robert, take me over there at once. I know. What could Robert do? He had to do what the woman told. He took the woman to the roses, and again he got that funny feeling. His nose began to itch. His eyes began to itch. And went Robert. Away went the wagon. Away went the flowers. Up went the woman and the flower man fell down flat. Once more, Robert was out of a job. Oh my goodness. Robert had to look for work again. He looked and looked. Father had work. Mothers had work. Everyone had kind of work. But there were not many jobs for a horse. Robert walked and walked. He looked and looked. And then Robert saw something. He saw a job he could do. He could be a police horse. I'll go in. I'll ask for a job, he said. There's a sign that says, join now, be a police horse. When Robert came out, he was a police horse. See him with the police outfit on? Isn't that cool? He was a good police horse. He did all kinds of police work. Oh, there he is, walking a little boy across the street, letting some cats across the street. One day, Robert worked on the bank street. He saw some men come down the street. 3 men. One of them had a black bag. See, they're coming into the bank. Oh, I wonder what they're going to do. Robert did not see them, though. Then all at once, someone called out, help, please, help. Robert looked around. He saw 3 men. They were robbers. They were bank robbers. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I lost my place here. I'm so excited about this. All right, they were bank robbers. Okay. The robbers ran right at Robert. They ran right over him. Look, they're running right over him. And they went away. Robert got up fast. He had to stop the robbers. But how? How could he do it? And then Robert saw a rose. And it was not a big rose, but it was a rose. And Robert began to think. He began to think fast. He went over to the rose. He put his nose right in the rose. He took a sniff. He took a big sniff. He began to get that old funny feeling again. His eyes began to itch. His nose began to itch. And then Robert sneezed. Never was there like a sneeze. Away went the cats. Away went the hats. Up went the dogs. Down came the birds. Bang went the guns. Up went the black bag. And the robbers fell down flat. Hooray for Robert! Everyone yelled. The bank man was happy. The police were happy. Everyone was happy. Robert stopped the robbers. He had sneezed the robbers flat. The next day there was a party. It was for Robert. His mother and father came. farm friends came, the doctor came, the policeman came, and then one of them got up. Robert, I have something for you. See, they have a little party for him, right? What do they have for Robert? Oh no, roses, yelled the doctor. Hold on to your hats. Oh my gosh, here comes the sneeze. You see, they put a bunch of roses. It says, thank you, Robert. Robert will sneeze us all to Chicago. Robert took the roses. He took a little sniff. His nose did not itch. His eyes did not itch. Robert took a big sniff. He did not get that funny feeling again. That big kachoo had done it. Robert at last was all sneezed out. And roses never made Robert sneeze again.
I think the
And there is the Robert the Rose Voice.
Yay!
Guys, I had so much fun. I want to tell you thank you for letting me tell stories to you.
Can we
And
say
boy, you
thank
guys
you?
were great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'll come back again someday. And Ryan, thank you for letting me. Ryan, see, I look at Troy because they are inseparable, aren't
Yes.
they? But thank you for letting me. Thank you for letting me tell stories.
Of course, we're so happy you came to visit.
you
Can
very
we
much.
clap?